Around the world on Good Morning Washington, Spotlight on Israel, celebrating Israel's 75th Independence Day.
All morning we are going around the world with a spotlight on Israel.
And now I'm so excited. We're going to get a taste of Israel with Chef Vered Guttman. So welcome.
Thank you. So nice to be here.
All right. So let's, how would you describe Israeli cuisine?
That's a good question. Israel has an ancient history, but it's a really young country. So the cuisine is still evolving. But I would say it's a very diverse cuisine of immigrants who came all over the Jewish diaspora, meaning from North Africa, Morocco, Tunisia, Libya, all the way to Iraq and Iran, Yemen, and then Russia, Poland, and other countries in Europe, all came to Israel and brought with them their cuisines that they grew up with. That is also right now rooted very much in the produce and in the land of Israel. So we have a lot of eggplants and tomatoes and olive oil, etc. But I think what's really unique about Israeli cuisine is that it's very non-traditional, and chefs allow themselves to play with the food and have fun and make a fusion of all these cuisines that I just mentioned. And, you know, it's just fun, no rules, and that's Israeli cuisine today.
I like that.
Yeah, we like that. We run around the same rules here sometimes.
Yes,
So,
exactly.
let's talk about some of the most popular items in cuisine, that you may see. And we have some of them here today.
Yes, so what we have here today are roasted eggplant with tahini and labneh, and some spicy sauces and oregano. We have a tabbouleh salad, which is bulgur, and I have here herbs, but it has also raw fish in it. So that's an example of that fusion of ceviche with tabbouleh. Here we have roasted okra. Okra is something that we all grew up in Israel. It is served here on Spanish gazpacho with feta, more of the eggplant, and Persian-inspired salad of pomegranate, beets, and tomatoes.
Oh my gosh, it's so vibrant, all of the colors and the spices. We're so excited because today we're celebrating Israel's 75th Independence Day. So let's talk a little bit about how the cuisine has kind of evolved over the past 75 years.
And it has. Let me tell you that through the story of my own family, which I think is a kind of a typical Israeli family. On my mother's side, my grandparents came from Poland. They arrived to Israel in the 1930s. And my grandmother, Rachel, kept on cooking Polish food for the rest of her life, meaning gefilte fish, chicken soup, etc. On my father's side, the family came from Baghdad, from Iraq. They moved to Israel in 1942, and my Iraqi grandmother, also named Rachel, kept on cooking Iraqi food for the rest of her life. So that's fried eggplant and kibbeh soup. These are these dumplings in beet soups and Swiss chard soups, sambusak and other Iraqi traditional food. So that was the grandparents' generation. The next generation, the mixed marriages, they started to learn from each other. My mother made food from all over the Jewish diaspora and Arab food. And my generation and younger generation, they do the fusion of mixing different traditions into one dish.
I love that. So much history, so much rich history in the cuisine.
And invention.
Yes, and let's talk dessert, which I see here, which is sometimes my favorite meal. And talk a little bit about the role food plays in Israeli culture.
Okay, so, you know, Israel is a small country, and so families tend to have a Shabbat dinner on Friday night every Shabbat. So, you know, grandparents and the grandkids and cousins, they meet every weekend. And food, of course, is the central thing over those meals. And what's interesting is that people usually still cook on those Shabbat dinners, they still cook that food that their great-grandparents brought with them from. So a Moroccan family, even though by now they probably got married with many others, they'll still make Moroccan food. Like my mother still make Polish food and Iraqi food for my father. So that's one role that food has. And during holidays, of course, that's another important role.
Well, I'm ready to taste test a little bit. So this is some of your ice cream?
Yes. So this is a dish that many Israelis make at home, and it's just a very nice combination. We have just a regular vanilla ice cream that we're gonna put here. And on top of that, we're using some of the ingredients that are very popular everywhere in Israel, which is, first of all, tahini.
Yes, I feel like...
many people don't know how tahini can be used in a sweet.
I was going to just say, I was like, wait, tahini, that's usually like a spice that you would put on,
in hummus.
Like, yes, exactly.
It's an essential part of hummus, but tahini is really sesame paste, and what makes halva.
This is so interesting.
Right. So you put a sesame paste, and then you put a little bit of date honey.
So that's going to give it that nice sweetness.
Right, exactly. That's adding a lot of sweetness. And also some people say that the date honey is what's considered to be the honey in the Bible. So when the word honey appears in the Bible, many times it's actually the date syrup and not real
Now what is this?
This is halva. So halva is a candy made of sesame paste, and it's very popular all over the Arab world and the Middle East. And I'm just going to decorate it a little bit with pistachios.
Oh my gosh.
And I want you to try it right now. It's very easy to make at home, right?
Yeah.
I will happily try this. I'm loving this spotlight on Israel because I am learning so much, and I always love trying new foods.
Okay. What do you think?
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
That's a nice
what's not to love?
Okay.
I thought that it was going to be like have more of that savory, like.
Right.
But it's not with all of the rest of this stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And so easy. You saw how long it took me to make.
Thank you
Sure, it was such a pleasure to be here.
We're going to eat our dessert first, and then we're going to try all this other stuff that's amazing and healthy and good, but that's fine.
Perfect.
We'll get our vegetables in.
Yes, yeah.
Wow, that was some delicious food. The ice cream, I mean, just everything so fresh, so colorful.
Yeah, I can't stop thinking about that ice cream since
now
we had
imagine that you can eat that with dairy supplements, and we have so much innovation coming out of Israel, so that's just one example.
And we're going to meet the creator and one of those innovators when we go to Israel next, as our spotlight on Israel around the world on Good Morning Washington continues next.